nice and warm for December. We go down to the field for the third member of our crew, Brian Weber, who's with the Buccaneers head coach, Tony Dungy.
All right, Kurt. Tony, Sean King has played with so much composure. How do you think he'll handle the extra pressure of his first road start?
Well, it's tough on the road, but he played in Seattle and did a great job in that noise and that environment. Raiders have a great defense, so they have his work cut out for him.
Appreciate your time. Let's go back to Kurt and Brian.
All right, thank you. Brian, Sean King has won his last 16 games, last 14 at Tulane. First 2 starts here in the NFL. How do you think he's going to fare here on the road?
Well, you know, just like Tony said, 3 weeks ago, they went up to Seattle when Seattle was 8-2. Sean King came off the bench that day in the second half, threw a touchdown pass to Dave Moore. So I think with Sean King and the Bucs, the fact that they came up here to the Northwest just 3 weeks ago, you know, they're in the same rhythm, the same schedule right now. They feel like they can do the same thing.
And of course, he came in when Trent Dilfer broke his collarbone and was done for the year. We got 2 of the brightest young minds in the National Football League as head coaches today. John Gruden, just 36 years old in his second year, trying to lead the Raider turnaround. And you saw Tony Dungy in his 4th year with the Bucs. A win today, and the Buccaneers make the playoffs. Martin Gramatica with the kickoff. Little squib kick right down the middle. Napoleon Kaufman picks it up. The shoe goes flying. Down to the 15-yard line is Kaufman. Alshimon Singleton on the return. Rich Gannon, having his best year statistically as a quarterback, leads the Raiders into battle. Solid front 5 for them. Collins, Wisniewski, Barrett Robbins, Barry Sims, the free agent rookie, and Lincoln Kennedy, the backs and receivers. John Ritchie, Tyrone Wheatley, Brown, Jett, and Ricky Dudley is the tight end.
Yeah, you mentioned Barry Sims, the free agent rookie right there. His job, a lot of today, is going to be Warren Sapp. In his first entry into this league, he had Bruce Smith at left tackle, mentally tough kid.
First down, they go play action. Quick pass, almost intercepted. That ball hit Hardy Nickerson right in the hands. Nickerson and this Buccaneer defense playing as well as you could play right now up front. Sapp and Culpepper, 2 of the leading defensive tackles in the league. We got a great battle between the tackles. Marcus Jones make his first start, replacing Steve White, who was injured at the right end spot. Brooks, Nickerson, and Quarles, the linebackers, and the defensive backfield, Rondé Barber and Donnie Abraham, the corners, Robinson and Lynch, the safeties.
Yeah, Derek Brooks right there playing as well as any linebacker in football. He'll earn a trip to Hawaii again this year.
On second down, Gannon. Over the middle, pass complete. Ricky Dudley, the tight end, good enough for the first down. A pickup of 13.
Well, that's a weapon that the Raiders have to get involved in this game today. You know, I was talking to Jim Erkenbeck, the tight end coach, before the game, and here's Dudley in a 2 tight end set, just going to come across the middle. He said, who coached Tony Gonzalez in Kansas City last year, said this kid runs better than Tony Gonzalez. He's faster and a bigger target.
The only question about him has been his hands since he's come out of Ohio State.
He did a good job of using his body to catch that one.
First down from the 29. Tyrone Wheatley, his first carry into the open field. Nice battle all the way out to the 44-yard line. A gain of 15 before John Lynch gets him.
Well, Tyrone Wheatley has been a different guy since he came out to the West Coast this year. Nice inside blocking here. You see Culpepper on this side right here of the center. Barrett Robbins. Good job of Barry Sims taking over on that and breaks the tackle of Hardy Nickerson. Nickerson, who came back home, went to school here right in Berkeley. Dropped the interception and missed the tackle, or maybe a little too excited early in this game.
Raiders 2 tight ends in. Wheatley alone in the backfield, gets the carry. Some more running room out across midfield, steps out of bounds at the 46. Donnie Abraham pushes him out, but 10 more yards for Wheatley.
Well, Tyrone Wheatley has become a thumper since he's gotten here. A guy that uses that big 230 pounds, running to the right behind Lincoln Kennedy and Ricky Dudley. Opens up that hole. And here's Dudley now. You know, good stiff arm on Donnie Abraham right there. Able to pick up the first down. And that's what John Gruden has always liked in his offense. Remember in Philadelphia, he had Ricky Waters in that role. A guy he likes to feed it to 20 times a game.
Wheatley's really turned it around since coming here from Miami, actually, where he was in training camp this year. He's out of the game now. Napoleon Kaufman gets the carry.
Well, Kirk, both these teams offensively are really similar in the way that they utilize the running backs. That's Napoleon Kaufman. He's the the change of pace back with Tyrone Wheatley. Just the way Tampa Bay utilizes Allstott and Dunn. And with Napoleon Kaufman and Dunn, both of them can hit the home run at any time. So you beat them up in the middle with Tyrone Wheatley, and then you try to get Kaufman to the outside.
Gain of 4, 3 receivers for the Raiders, 5 defensive backs for the Bucs. Gannon with time, complete. James Jett was open there, 17 yards on the reception, and this Raider offense very difficult to stop at times, and we see why here.
They've moved the ball on everybody, but today, look at the offensive line right here, especially these 4 guys over here, Mo Collins and Wisniewski. They eat up the stunt right here and pick that up well. And look at that nice black wall right in front of them. Silver and black wall allowing Gannon to go downfield to Jett.
Raiders with another first down from the 25. They came into this game with a 5th-ranked offense in the National Football League. That's Napoleon Kaufman. The Buccaneers all season long, their Achilles heel has been the first quarter of football games. They've been outscored 79-31, getting off to a slow start just about every week.
Well, one thing that Tony Dungy said is he said that a lot of teams attack us differently than we see them attack other teams on film. And one thing that he gave credit to was his defensive coordinator, Monty Kiffin and Herman Edwards. They're able to make adjustments and then change up and stop the offense.
5 yards on the pickup for Kaufman. Play action. Gannon gets it off John Ritchie, can't hold on, incomplete.
That time the Buccaneers came with the blitz. They blitzed outside linebacker Shelton Quarles, who came free and was able to pressure Rich Gannon into that short, quick throw.
Just the second incompletion of this drive and of this game so far for this Raiders offense. We talked about them being 5th in the league. The Buccaneer defense 2nd in the league statistically.
Well, the Raiders have 3 first downs on this drive. They lead the National Football League in average first downs per game.
3rd and 5. They need the 15 for the first down.
Gannon changed the play right now.
Play clock winding down. He gets it off just in time. Pass complete, good enough for the first down and then some. Tim Brown into the end zone. Touchdown Raiders.
He's ageless.
20 yards, Rich Gannon to Tim Brown.
Classic underneath route. Dudley and slot receiver cleared things out, allowed Tim Brown to come underneath. Gannon gave it to Tim Brown in perfect location to be able to run with it after the catch.
Joe Nedney on for the extra point. Nedney just signed on Tuesday. This is his first action of the season. Hits right down the middle and the crowd cheers. Tim Brown's 20-yard reception puts the Raiders on top 7-0 after 1 possession. The Raiders take the first possession down the field and get it to Tim Brown, who scores from 20 yards out. They take a 7-0 lead on the Buccaneers. 84-yard drive, 9 plays in just under 4 minutes.
And Kurt, we are watching a lot of tape this week over at the Raider facility. They've done this to every team. They just haven't been able to do it with any consistency, and they've also turned the ball over at times. But this is a very powerful offensive attack, and one where it's hard to gang up in one area. Seems like whatever you try to take away from them, they come at you with another thing.
They've also had trouble kicking field goals, which is why they brought Joe Nedney in on Tuesday, replacing Michael Husted. Riedel Anthony back to receive for the Buccaneers in his end zone. Will just go down there for a touchback. Buccaneers have their first possession, trailing it by a touchdown when we return.
Here's Tim Brown up here at the top, one-on-one coverage with Brian Kelly. Watch the clear-outs right here and allow Tim Brown to come underneath here on one-on-one coverage. And Tim Brown will take that anytime he can get it. And again, poor tackling by the Buccaneers.
Tampa Bay gets their first possession from the 20. Mike Allstott, the fullback, still dancing around the backfield. They fake the reverse, but Sean King sacked Eric Barton. Barton making his first start in the National Football League. His first play on defense all year, and he gets a sack.
The Buccaneers try to come out with some some trickery right off the bat. Eric Barton, who was blitzing on the play, had no time for it. It looks like they're going to fake this reverse here to Jaquez Green, who just came in front of your screen. Eric Barton not fooled by any of it, and the Buccaneers in a deep hole here in the first possession.
They lose 6 yards on the sack. Second down from the 14-yard line. 2 tight ends in the game. Dave Moore in motion. Warwick Dunn gets the handoff. Fights his way back to about the 10-yard line. Tim Brown, who scored that touchdown, just continues to climb in the Raider book. 75th career receiving touchdown, just one behind Fred Biletnikoff, who is his wide receivers coach here in Oakland.
Freddie saw him out to practice yesterday. They outlawed all the stickum. You know, when Freddie went out of the league, they say, well, you can't put that stickum on the hands anymore.
Yeah, I think Marcus Haynes had a little bit to do with that, huh? Or Lester Haynes, excuse me. Marcus Haynes on the other side, too. All those old Raiders had it. 3rd and 20. They need to get to the 30-yard line for the first. Clear out of the backfield. Carl Williams doesn't get enough for the first down.
Smart decision by Sean King there. Just take what the defense gave him. As the Raiders dropped 8 in coverage that time, only rushed 3 people. Didn't force the ball down there. They were in a hole because of a rather strange call on first down for the Bucs. The Bucs really haven't been a team that tried to trick anybody on offense all year.
Mark Royals on for his first punt of the afternoon to Darian Gordon. High booming kick. Gordon calls for the fair catch. Makes it at about the 34-yard line. Royals with a 44-yard punt. Raiders with their second possession of the game, leading by a touchdown.
Nice opening drive by the Raiders.
Flags down, free play. Tyrone Wheatley dances back to the line of scrimmage, but Chidi Ahanatu, the left defensive end for the Buccaneers, offsides.
Yeah, Ahanatu is going to get a 1st and 5 here for the Raiders.
Offside. Defense. Number 72. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Our referee today, Tony Corrente.
Well, you know, here's Chidi right here. And the fact is that Buccaneer defense was embarrassed on the first series. He's just a little anxious to get out there and try to correct what they did on that first series.
So 5 yards on the penalty. 1st and 5 now for the Raiders. 2 tight ends in. Wheatley alone in the backfield. Gets the carry. Tyrone Wheatley for the first down and then some. Out to the 45-yard line, a gain of 7. Chidi Ahanatu on the tackle.
Well, we saw Barry Sims at the open. Barry Sims right here, along with Robbins, doing a good job on these 2 defensive inside. They both slant to the right. They just take them whatever way they want to go. Warren Sapp stuck to Barry Sims that time, ran right behind him.
Tyrone Wheatley, 3 carries, 32 yards. Nice start for him. First down. Gannon. Quick pass, complete. James Jett. Rondé Barber slings him down and out of bounds. But Gannon and this Raider offense march down the field the first possession and seems to have it going again this drive.
Well, here's what Gannon is looking at right here. He's looking at this 12-yard cushion that Rondé Barber is getting Jett. And he's giving him that cushion because that's world-class speed. And in Tampa Bay, the Cardinals' sin is don't get beat deep. So they'll give it that to him underneath like that.
They get 6 yards on the first down play. 2nd and 4. Wheatley. Inside. Might even lose a yard on the play there. Damian Robinson and Warren Sapp in on the tackle.
That looked a little bit more like Tampa Bay's defense. A lot of pewter hats to the ball. Sapp this time on a wide 3. That means he's outside shoulder of the guard here, almost over the tackle. You saw Mo Collins try to cut him that time. That's a difficult cut block for that left tackle when Warren Sapp is in that gap.
Don Gruden says he thinks he may be the best defensive lineman in all the National Football League right now. 3rd and 5 for the Raiders. They need the 45 for the first. Quick pass. Caught. Terry Mickens with the grab and another Raider first down.
Well, Gannon knows exactly where to go with this football. He's really reading this Buck defense real well. Working on Donnie Abraham here. Just a quick slant right into the hole. Gannon got it to him in a perfect location. It was good that he threw it that low, not allowing any Bucs to come in and knock that ball away.
The Raiders came into this game with the most first downs in the AFC. The Buccaneers giving up the fewest in all the National Football League. And the Raiders have 7 already today. Almost half of what the Buccaneers give up for in a complete game. Gannon out of the backfield. Zach Crockett spins his way out to the 34-yard line. 7 more yards for the Raiders.
Now this offense is clicking. You know, they've had 10 days off since that loss to Tennessee a week ago on a Thursday night. And Gannon right here, look at the time he has to throw this football. Great catch by Crockett, who's more of their short yardage back. But one thing John Gruden was proud of in this offense is how many different people he gets involved in the offense. He runs 5 different running backs in there.
Well, all 5 have been in the game already. Right now you've got Crockett and Napoleon Kaufman and John Ritchie in the backfield right now. And Kaufman gets the handoff. And another Raider first down to the 29-yard line, a gain of 5.
But Kurt, what the running backs have for Oakland right now is what you call softness. You don't see Tampa Bay pushing that offensive line back right now. The offensive line of the Raiders right now is controlling the action. That's what they've been able to do much of the year, and I think the big missing ingredient was that right guard spot. Barry Sims has come in there and really solidified that right guard. It's a pretty solid group at the moment.
First down from the 29. Tyrone Wheatley fights his way out to the 25-yard line, kind of hog-collared by John Lynch, who has something of a homecoming this week, played his college ball at Stanford.
John Lynch is one of those guys. You're going to see John Lynch is going to be coming from this side right here. He's coming from the outside, just trailing the play, going to catch it from behind.
47 on 47.
But you know what John Lynch does is he plays like a linebacker around the line of scrimmage, but he also is a headhunter from the secondary. 2 different skills there.
Gannon. Incomplete. Pass intended for Ricky Dudley, the tight end. Gannon now 6 of 9, 72 yards passing.
Well, he had Tim Brown open right off the bat on the last play. And he didn't think he could get it there, so he went over the middle to Dudley. And Dudley has been his target once he gets to the red zone. Dudley 6 touchdown catches the last 5 weeks.
On third down, the Buccaneers have yet to stop the Raiders on third down this afternoon. They need to get to the 19 for the first. Tim Brown got there, down to the 11. Derek Brooks on the tackle, but 14 more yards on the pickup by Brown.
Well, they did a great job of picking up the blitz this time, allowing Gannon again to have time working on Donnie Abraham. Just a quick slant, sticky fingers by Tim Brown, and Tim Brown might be the only receiver I know in this league that doesn't wear gloves. This right here is like a web. He's got a bad thumb here, and it's weak, so he ties it to that index finger. But it also gives him a web right there where that ball can kind of stick like a baseball glove.
It's working perfectly so far this afternoon.
Well, he tapes his own finger. While the trainers tape his ankles, he tapes his fingers.
They get the play off. First down from the 11. Gannon, pass complete. Tim Brown again, down to the 5.
That's quickly becoming the Tim Brown show.
6 more yards.
Look at the hand placement right here. Tim Brown always has his hands up and ready in case he has press coverage, and he has to fight a defensive back off. Right now, Donnie Abraham having a hard time staying with Tim Brown, and the best friend that Donnie Abraham could have right now would be a rushing attack. But because Gannon's getting rid of the ball so quickly, no chance for a pass rush to develop.
Brown had 3 catches for just over 30 yards last week, 3 for 40, and we're still in the first quarter. From the 6, Tyrone Wheatley. Caught in the backfield, brought down Derek Brooks.
Well, if Tampa Bay's defense is going to kick it into gear the way they've demonstrated much of the season, that's the man that usually gets it started.
Brooks having an amazing season. Doing everything you expect. Defending passes, intercepted passes, got 4 interceptions, a couple of sacks.
He's led this team in tackles 9 of the 13 weeks. One thing about Derek Brooks, anytime you take a snapshot out of him, anywhere on the field during a play, he's always in perfect position to make the play.
From the 8-yard line, the Raiders can get the first at the 1. Play clock ran out. Blow the whistle. Ball batted incomplete. They got a free play there, but still unable to take advantage of it.
You know, Ricky Dudley's going to go up in the middle here. That's who Gannon wants hit first. He waits on him, and then he tries to find Wheatley, who bounces off his pad. Lucky that ball wasn't intercepted. You get a deflection like that in a compressed area of the field. There's a lot of Buccaneer bodies around to pick that off.
Joe Nedley's first field goal attempt of the season, released by the Arizona Cardinals earlier this year. And it's right down the pipe. The crowd goes nuts. So the Raiders score with their first two possessions of the ball game. They lead it 10-0 on a 26-yard kick by Nedley. Two scores for the Raiders, and they lead the Buccaneers 10-0. Tim Brown having a nice afternoon. 3 catches, meaning he's had at least 2 receptions in 106 consecutive games.
Kurt, that's consistency. You're looking for it, that's it.
Riedel Anthony brings it out of his end zone this time. And he's in trouble behind the 10-yard line. Finds some room, though. Gets it out to the 15-yard line before Zach Crockett gets the tackle. Give him 20 yards on the return. Buccaneers trying to get something going behind the rookie, Sean King. Scores from the early games. The Colts clinched the AFC East and a first-round bye in the playoffs. The Bears beat the Lions. St. Louis all over the Giants. Tennessee clinches a playoff spot by beating Atlanta.
You saw Detroit still having trouble winning on the road, winning on grass.
Baltimore stays in the AFC playoff hunt. Miami does the same. Philadelphia behind Coy Detmer beats the Patriots, and Jacksonville taking care of business against the Browns.
You see teams falling and some climbing. The Ravens are climbing, and the Patriots are falling.
First down from the 16-yard line. Warwick Dunn stopped in the backfield. Eric Barton had the sack of the first play last drive. Sean King, the rookie, making just his 3rd start in the National Football League, the first Bucs quarterback to win his first 2 career starts. Up front for him, Gruber, Doggins, Mayberry, Middleton, and Wunsch. The backs and receivers, all starting done in the backfield of that Thunder and Lightning combination. Green and Emmanuel, the receivers. Dave Moore is the tight end.
And the Bucs were down 10-0 to the Lions last week, late in the first quarter as well.
Dunn lost a yard on the play, so 2nd and 11. King to the air. Incomplete. Bernie Manuel can't pull it in. The Buccaneers defense standing tall so far this afternoon. Up front for them, we talked about the 2 guys in the middle, Darrell Russell and Russell Maryland, the linebackers. Well, you've seen Eric Barton making his first start in the NFL. First action on defense all year. Has been a big contributor so far in 2 series. And the defensive backfield, Charles Mincy, the former Buck, starting for Eric Turner, who's out with a calf injury.
Well, Charles Woodson just had a ball thrown at him. He went the entire Tennessee game 10 days ago. Nobody challenged him once in that game. He was a little bit bored. A little bit like playing in that T-ball league, playing right field and T-ball.
Buccaneers need the 26-yard line for the first. King goes that way. Bernie Manuel reaches out, pulls it in. Ball. It's going to depend on the spot here, whether or not he makes the first down.
He's looking short here, Kurt.
It looks like he might be a yard or 2 short. Actually, they spotted back at the 24-yard line, so that's 2 yards short.
Sean King real comfortable taking this ball out of the shotgun. That's what he did his last 2 years at Tulane, almost exclusively. He gets rid of that ball quickly, but Bert Emanuel not enough for that first down.
So 2 3 and outs for the Bucs. Mark Royal to Darian Gordon. Gets a return this time. Can't get any room outside. Nice open field tackle. Jeff Gooch. 43 yards on the punt, -5 on the return. From the 29. Gannon, quick pass. James Jett. First down. Knocked out of bounds by Rondé Barber and Damian Richardson. 12 yards on the pickup.
Well, I tell you what, a lot of cushion that the Tampa Bay Bucs are giving up to these receivers. A lot of it is respect for jet speed, but this is just too much. Rich Gannon getting rid of this ball quickly. Right now the Raiders, Brian Kelly and Rondé Barber, they've got to close that gap when they're out there. They're backing up, and they're already 12 yards deep.
That's going to be the last play of the first quarter. The Raiders lead at 10-0. Fox NFL Sunday will continue after these messages and the word from your local Fox station. 26-yard field goal by Joe Nedney, the two scores in the first quarter. Raiders lead this all-time series 3-1, but the interesting note, Baldy, is the home team has won every game so far in this young series.
And the Raiders at home here today, off to a good start. Of course, John Gruden, 10 days to get ready for this game. And for Boy Wonder, that's a lot of time to tinker with the game plan.
First down from the 43, Tyrone Wheatley. A gain of 4, Damian Robinson on the tackle. So far this afternoon, all Raiders.
No, Kurt, it's interesting because, Tyrone Wheatley, basically the same run average that he averaged in New York. You look at the yards here today. But he runs so much harder right now and with such a much different attitude.
He really does.
And the other thing that John Gruden said about him was when he was released by Miami, he came out of Jimmy Johnson's training camp in excellent condition. And he's maintained that condition to be able to take the pounding here in the 14th week of the season.
Picks up 5 yards. Gannon under pressure, gets it off incomplete. John Lynch, free safety, bringing the heat. Lynch, of course, had the big interception last week against Detroit to kind of seal that victory for the Buccaneers and put them alone in first place for the first time in December since '81.
Well, it's been this defense that has ignited the offense through much of this 6-game winning streak. That was that fourth quarter interception of Lynch last week, his second of the season. That really got things started for him.
On third down, the Raiders need to get to the Buccaneer 47-yard line for the first. Gannon gets it off incomplete. Pass intended for his favorite guy today, Tim Brown, but Brown couldn't lift it up. So for the first time this afternoon, the Raiders go 3 and out.
Well, 2 drops, though, by the Raider receivers. Good coverage by Ronnie Barber, a nice finish by Barber. But Rich Gannon still all kinds of time to throw this football. If you give Gannon time now, he's going to be able to pick his spots in the passing game.
Leo Araguz has had a rough year so far. His first punt of the afternoon. Carl Williams back to receive for the Bucs. Takes it at his 8. Out to the 16-yard line for a return of 8 after the 45-yard punt. Calvin Branch on the tackle. Buccaneers trailing at 10-0. Back-to-back 3 and out so far for them this afternoon. But this is the position they're used to being in, trying to come back. The defensive staff getting together, trying to work things out.
That's the game planning and the adjustments that those 2 guys have made during this 6-game win streak to get them back on track. Mike
Allstott not on track. They knocked the A-train off his track. Loses 2 yards. Grady Jackson on the tackle.
Yeah, that's Grady. Built low to the ground. And not the prettiest body. Not going to win any Atlas Awards. But low center of gravity and hard to knock off the football. Grady Jackson right here working in the gap between Middleton and Mayberry. That's a tough block for the center, Tony Mayberry. Yeah, and Grady said, no, you're not coming into my gap.
Brings up 2nd and 11. Warwick Dunn, slow-moving play, flags down. There will be no play.
I think Darrell Russell.
Prior to the snap, false start. Number 10, offense. 5-yard penalty, remains 2nd down.
And that's on the quarterback, Sean King. Not exactly the start Tony Dungy wanted for him. He mentioned how he wanted to try and get out to a lead and kind of shorten things for him in this game, but nothing going in the first quarter.
The Bucs' identity is to run the football. We said at the open, those guys in the middle, Jackson and Darrell Russell, Russell Merrill, their job was to shut down the run.
Look at the time of possession.
It's just total domination here. Right now, Tampa Bay's had 2 drives, and they've had 2 3-and-outs, 2 strikeouts. And it seems like they've been in the end zone the entire day.
Sean King forced to call a timeout.
Yeah, and that crowd in the back there.
The rookie's first game on the road as a starter, off to a rough start. With that Raider crowd in the back of the end zone, tough for the rookie to hear.
Well, he's cupping his ears there because He's got a little audio thing in his helmet where he can hear Clyde Christensen, his coach.
Forced him into calling a timeout just to get the play in.
One of those things that you can't practice at home, and you have to deal with on the road. And there's Sean trying to echo the signal to all of his skilled guys.
Mike Allstott tries to get him a little bit of room out to about the 17-yard line, or excuse me, the 12-yard line.
No, Kurt, when Sean King changes the play and he audibles, then the center on the offensive line, Tony Mayberry, has to echo all the changes. So he's getting it to Middleton. Middleton then will get it to Jerry Wunsch. So communication is hard for everybody. And the result is a very small gain for Mike Allstott.
That's why they call it home field advantage. Bucs need to get out to about the 26-yard line for the first. Out of the shotgun. King complete to Carl Williams. Williams going to be close to the first down marker, knocked out of bounds about a yard short of it by Eric Allen.
Yeah, Sean King's not happy. Hey, you gotta, when you're on the road and you're down 10-0, you've got to fight for the sticks. Carl Williams had a chance to go for the sticks on the outside here. I mean, Eric Allen now is
Trent Dilfer.
Trent Dilfer there.
The injured quarterback trying to play official. Mark Royals with the punt to Darian Gordon. Nice kick, gets him back to the 25. And pins him on the sideline as well. Makes it easy for the defense. Punt coverage, knocks him out of bounds. Shevin Smith, 50 yards on the punt. Only 8 on the return. Raiders take it over, up by 10. Sean King, Tony Dungy trying to figure out what's wrong with their offense right now. Raiders take it over, first down from the 32. Tyrone Wheatley piles his way into the crowd. Chidi Ahanatu on the tackle. The playoff picture in the NFC. The Rams, by beating the Giants today, clinch the division and get home field throughout the playoffs, and that's huge for them, especially a team as young as them, not having to go on the road in the postseason.
Well, you know, it was, the team that I'm looking at on the outside, you know, coming in right here is these Panthers. Pretty easy schedule. You know, got the Saints the last game of the season, got Pittsburgh. Team that could be coming up on the outside, nobody's talking about.
Rich Gannon, pass complete to John Ritchie, the fullback. Brought down by Donnie Abraham. Here's the AFC playoff picture. We mentioned earlier about the clinching victories today. Well, the Tennessee Titans get in by winning today, and the Indianapolis Colts, by winning today, not only get into the playoffs, but win their division.
Well, that AFC picture, it changes drastically every week. Just 3 weeks ago, the Seattle Seahawks and the Miami Dolphins at 8-2 looked like they were going to be shoo-ins. Both of them struggling down the stretch.
Third down, Raiders need to cross the 42 for the first. Gannon, Tim Brown gets it across the 45-yard line. Another Raider first down. Their 11th of the game. 8 yards on the play.
Well, I tell you, the Raiders are lucky to have Tim Brown in their Christmas stocking this year. Always tell Tim Brown, because his hands are always up, ready for action. You know, just a veteran guy, knows where the hole is in the seam, knows how to get down, escape that sandwich hit right there. Knows how to avoid the big collisions. One of the reasons why he's preserved here in his 12th year.
First down for the Raiders from the 45. Tyrone Wheatley picks up 2 yards. Looking at that AFC playoff picture once again, is Tyrone Wheatley slow to get up?
And Tyrone, who's been healthy all season long. There you go.
There you see the Jaguars, Colts, Titans already in the playoffs.
Of course, that AFC West right now still up for grabs. Oh, what a year that the Colts have had and continue to have.
There are those Raiders, as we said, need to win all 3 of their games and some help. The Patriots with a big loss today. And the Ravens seem to be coming on here towards the end of the season.
Tyrone Wheatley following his fullback, John Ritchie, into the hole, and looked like that was just Shelton Quarles going low on Tyrone Wheatley.
Holding his hip.
Yeah.
You know, Wheatley, his agent says that he's agreed to a new 3-year contract here in Oakland. Came in for just above the minimum after being traded for a 7th-round pick by the Giants to Miami in the offseason and then released by the Dolphins in the preseason.
Well, the Raiders feel lucky to get him. They auditioned about 8 different running backs in preseason. Wheatley ended up sticking.
Gannon pass batted down at the line of scrimmage. Marcus Jones gets a hand in there. Jones, of course, starting today because of the injury to Steve White.
Well, he was a former #1 draft pick in 1996, and really the last half of this season so far, he's really come on. 5.5 sacks, yeah. Hey, he's coming on right here at the right end spot, working on Mo Collins. They're going to set up a screen, a play that they had a lot of effectiveness with against Tennessee, going to Napoleon Kaufman. Nice job by Marcus Jones to get the big paws up.
And when you're 6'6", those paws get up a little bit easier in the quarterback's face. 3rd down. Raiders need to get to the Bucs 45 for the first. They call a timeout. Rich Gannon not liking what he sees. So each team has used a timeout here in the first half. Raiders still leading. Hit in the most tender of places by a helmet. So needs to go on the sideline and try and regroup, as they say.
Players don't wear cups anymore. It's too uncomfortable, you know. And
hey, it's uncomfortable when you get hit without one, though.
I wish he had it in right there.
Yeah, more uncomfortable. 3rd and 8 for the Raiders. Gannon. Crockett, incomplete. Bounces off the shoulder pads of Zach Crockett. That's the 2nd time that he's hit one of his backs out of the backfield right in the shoulder pads and it's bounced off.
Well, you know, the Buccaneers showed blitz that time. You're going to see showing blitz and then back out and forcing Gannon to audible on the play. Look like they're coming. Now they back out. Gannon changes the play and goes to his hot read here. Perfect throw to the back and drop pass.
Aragu's in for his 2nd punt. Carl Williams calls for the fair catch. Makes it at the 17-yard line. 36 yards on the punt. The last time these two teams got together, back in November of '96, Tony Dungy's first year as head coach in Tampa. Eric Redd scored the 5-yard touchdown. Harvey Williams on a halfback option, 18 yards to James Jett. But with 8 seconds left in regulation, Cole Ford misses a 38-yard field goal attempt, sent it to overtime. Michael Husted hits a 23-yarder with 3:04 remaining, and the Buccaneers with the exciting 20-17 win over the Raiders, their only win in 4 games against the Oakland and Los Angeles Raiders. Sean King on 1st down. Buys some time. Gets it off to Mike Alstott. Alstott runs a circle and gets it out to the 20-yard line for a gain of 4. Eric Barton on the tackle.
Now, very ineffective the first 3 series for Sean King here. You know, all 3 and outs, all 3 strikeouts. And look at the field position. You know, no field position whatsoever. And again, inside the 20 here. You know, the Raiders right now moving that football. You know, and when they're not, you know, scoring with their drives, they're able to pin the Buccaneers now with good special teams play.
After the 4-yard pickup, 2nd and 6. King. Pass complete out of the backfield. Warwick done. And that's the Buccaneers' first down of the afternoon.
Now, one of the things that has to take place for Sean King to execute this offense is good pass protection. Right here, Frank Middleton working on the Pro Bowler, Dow Russell, one-on-one. Nice protection by Middleton. Right square in front of Russell. Russell never gets his hands up. Sean King able to execute the first down of the day for the Buccaneers.
Middleton and that offensive line seems to be protecting a lot better than they did on those first 2 series. After the 11-yard play from the 33. King with time, done out of the backfield again. Races out to the 43-yard line for a gain of 10. Going to be close to the 1st down marker. But the key seems to be that offensive line and the way they are playing this series as opposed to the first 3 series.
Well, that's true right now, and I think that Warwick Dunn right here in the backfield is just going to slip out into the flat. Warwick, who had his best day receiving of the year last week, 6 catches, over 100 yards. He's been nicked up most of the year. Had a bad ankle, didn't play 2 weeks ago on Monday night against Minnesota. He said he went back and watched high school and college films of himself to show how he was able to make the big plays, and he's trying to get that into this offense now.
He's out of the game. Allstott deep in the eye behind Patrick Haight. Gets the carry. Picks up about a yard. Darrell Russell on the tackle.
One of the things that Tampa Bay is slow to do every week, and one reason why they get off to a slow start is they have to get both Allstott and Dunn warmed up. So one guy goes in there, Allstott gets a carry now. And he's going to carry that pile. A lot of hidden yardage right there with Michael Allstott. They'll go back and forth seeing which guy is going to be the hot guy. And it takes him about a quarter and a half to do that.
Allstott all alone in the backfield now on 2nd and 8. They fake the handoff to him. King, all kinds of time. Still with time.
Still got a lot of time.
What a job by that line, and he scrambles, gets the first down, and steps out of bounds. Roderick Coleman chases him out, but what play by the Buccaneers offensive line.
And what a poor job by the wide receivers of not reacting to what was happening in the backfield. These guys Jacquez Green just continues to run down the field. Never adjusts his pattern here. And there's Bert Emanuel. I mean, they see that Sean King is in trouble now, and they don't really come back to the ball. And it had to be 8, 9, 10 seconds there for King. Sean knows where the sticks are. Faced with a tough 3rd down.
Sean King picks up 5 yards, so it's 3rd down and 3. Look at the time again. Incomplete to Allstott. Pass may have been tipped at the line.
Yeah, Roderick Coleman, the rookie this time, gets some pressure on him. Jacquez Green working on the Pro Bowl. Charles Woodson. Well, Jacquez Green there isn't running. I mean, right there, you got to grab Jacquez by the face mask and shake him up. Because unless you press Charles Woodson down the field, he's going to know what's a route and when you're on and when you're not.
Mark Royals on for his 4th punt of the day.
You can't run your routes when you know you're going to get the ball.
Yeah. Royals has been the busiest man for the Bucs so far. Short punt. Gets a Buccaneer roll down to the 11-yard line. It's down there. Shevin Smith, 36 yards on the punt by Royals. Aerial shots today is provided by the Goodyear Eagle, one of the global fleet of 6 Goodyear blimps that will be electronically linked together on New Year's Eve to record the arrival of the new century from all around the world. Where are you going to be New Year's Eve, Baldy?
I'm going to be right in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yeah, we're doing the Carolina Panthers in what could be a big potential fight for a playoff spot for them.
Very much so. When they end up 9-7, it's going to come down to probably a tiebreaker to see if they can get in or not. Congratulations to George C. for the job he's doing up there.
Nice job by Derek Brooks in the open field there, bringing down Napoleon Kaufman.
We talked about Derek Brooks and just how steady he's playing. You see him right here. Look at the eyes now. He's always in great position to make a play. He plays right behind Warren Sapp most of the time, and that's one of the reasons why you don't see anybody blocking him. I mean, Warren Sapp does a great job of tying up 2 blockers in the running game, allowing Brooks just to roam free. But most of the times you'll see Brooks stacked right behind Sapp.
Brings Kaufman down for a yard loss, 2nd and 11. Gannon to Kaufman out of the backfield. There's Derek Brooks again.
Yeah, you can feel this defense right now, Kirk, kind of stepping it up. Taking Tim Brown out of it right now in the last 2 series. And what you've seen during this 6-game win streak of the Bucs is that the defense has ignited this team. Derek Brooks right here going to be working now in pass coverage. Working on his zone right now and able to react once Kaufman gets the ball. And that's a tough open field tackle for Napoleon Kaufman. That's a slippery guy in the open field.
3rd and 10. They need the 22-yard line for the first. Gannon. Over the middle, incomplete. Terry Mickens can't pull it in. Another receiver drops another ball, and that's been the only thing that stopped the Raiders' offense this afternoon.
They're stopping themselves. Derek Brooks in coverage now. We've seen him in the run game. Watch him get to his zone now. Now react.
That's the 4th drop of the day by the Raiders.
Yeah, he'd already dropped that ball before Brooks got there. Gannon got the ball to the open man. Raiders right now with some slippery fingers.
Araguz to Carl Williams from his 36.
Needs a block. He got it.
He got a block. Gets it out near midfield. Brought down by Kenny Shedd. Carl Williams about a play away from breaking that one all the way. 51 yards on the punt, 12 yards on the return.
And with the win here today, Kirk, Tampa Bay clinches that NFC Central. And then
they clinch a playoff spot.
They clinch a playoff spot. What they're trying to clinch is trying to clinch a first-round bye. Win that Central, and maybe them in St. Louis also get that first-round bye. That's what they would hope for.
And they've got to change their best field position of the day, starting from their own 48. Allstott deep in the eye. Gets the handoff. Ball is out.
Ball's out.
Picked up. Charles Woodson, excuse me. Sean King makes the tackle, but another fumble by Mike Allstott, who has had that trouble for 2 years. Allstott led all 9 quarterbacks last year in fumbles, leads them this year.
But one of the problems with Mike Allstott is it's so hard to bring him down. He's always pushing the pile that you get a lot of arms in there grabbing him. Against Kansas City about a month ago, he fumbled 3 times in this game. One real critical one late in the 4th quarter when they could have put the game on ice. And since then, he hasn't fumbled. Been very careful with the football the last month.
3 fumbles then, 1 today, coughs it up, gives the Raiders the ball at the 30. Tyrone Wheatley across the 20. Tyrone Wheatley goes all the way for the score. On the run by Tyrone Wheatley.
Wheatley showing power and speed for a big man, and Charles Woodson got it started with the fumble recovery. Woodson, who went out with when he got hit in that private area a couple series ago, looks like he fully recovered from that.
Joe Nedney on for the extra point. He gets it, and the Raiders take a 17-0 lead. Mike Allstott's 6th fumble of the year, the biggest play in this short drive. He turns it over, Woodson with a nice return, and then Tyrone Wheatley runs it in from 30 yards out.
I said one of the problems with Mike Allstott with him fumbling is it's so hard to bring him down. When he's carrying that pile and pushing it, a lot of arms are able to get in and strip that ball away. I couldn't tell who did it. I thought it was Harvey at the bottom of that pile.
Well, that's the run back that set up on the first play, the Tyrone Wheatley run.
Excellent block by the right guard, Barry Sims, taking John Lynch out of the play and giving him the cutback lane to Wheatley.
We mentioned Allstott leads all non-quarterbacks in fumbles this year. He led them last year as well, had only 5 all last season and led all non-quarterbacks. This year he's got 6. And that's something that the Oakland Raiders were aware of this week and practiced, stripping the ball away from Mike Allstott.
Yeah, what Tony Dungy said was, you know, I don't want him to change his aggressiveness. I want him to run the way he's always run. But right now, with 6 fumbles, you know, something has to change in the way he's carrying the football and the way he's tucking it away. He's trying to scrap for those extra yards. The ball is out away from his body, and that's when guys are able to get their hands in it.
Nedney with the kickoff. Riedel Anthony. Up the sideline and knocked out of bounds. Jermaine Williams with the tackle. Tyrone Wheatley's resurgence continues here in Oakland.
Well, he's on his way to 100 yards here in the first half, Kirk.
10 carries for 70 yards and a touchdown.
And, you know, when you are able to get that turnover and capitalize immediately, you get both sides of the ball. The offense and the defense, both of them get jacked up. The fans get jacked up, you know, and you're able to put more pressure, you know, on the opposition. And this toughest situation that Sean King has been in since being named the starter.
In a 17-0 hole with 3:42 to play here in the first half. Allstott deep in the eye again. Gets the carry. Hit in the backfield. Grady Jackson.
Well, you know, the first thing you do when a guy fumbles the ball is give it right back to him. Make sure that his confidence isn't shattered. Patrick Cape here with the lead block. That's Grady Jackson coming in for Russell Merrill and quick to the ball. And the Raiders just look quicker than the Bucs do right now. He came right behind the choke block of Tony Mayberry, beating him to the punch and taking that inside running game away from the Bucs.
Allstott loses 4 yards. He's alone in the backfield. Flags down.
False start. Offense. Number 74. 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
That's the 12-year man, Paul Gruber.
Yeah, Gruber over here at the left tackle. Very difficult to hear that signal going from King to him in this noise. And on the road, and that's part of what all visiting teams have to deal with in these stadiums. And the bells start ringing here in Oakland, and the fans are crazy for it.
2nd and 19 now. King throws it high. Warren Dunn can't pull it in. Incomplete.
This Raider defense, Kurt, we saw them against Tennessee 10 days ago, and they pitched a shutout against Tennessee in the first half of that game.
It was 0-0 at halftime.
0-0 at halftime. 3 opportunities to score in that first half. The missed field goals and the fumble by Gannon. But this defense at times have been dominant this season. What happened to them against Tennessee was they had played 4 games in 18 days, and they just physically got worn down and tired. But they look very fresh, and a lot of bounce in the step right here in this game.
3rd down for the Buccaneers. They need the 33-yard line for the first. Sean King out of the shotgun. Gets it off. Warren Dunn out of the backfield. Out to the 24-yard line. A gain of 10. Going to be far short of what's needed for the first.
And the other thing this Raider team is doing today is they're tackling well. They had over 20 missed tackles against the Titans 10 days ago. Today, very good in the open field, bringing down these Bucs.
And the coaching staff said they missed about 23 tackles, most of those in the second half.
Oh, yeah, Willie Shaw was embarrassed, the defensive coordinator.
Darian Gordon back to take the punt. Lets it bounce. Takes a Raider hop. The Raiders going to start with excellent field position once again. Only 36 yards on the punt by Royals. Takes us to the 2-minute warning. Raiders on top 17-0. Tampa Bay Buccaneers trailing at 17-0. Just under 2 minutes left here in the first half. Mike Allstott feeling pretty bad right now. His fumble leading to the last touchdown by the Raiders.
And all he's thinking about right now is, I need another opportunity to go out on that field and make the play and make up for it.
Oakland, 1st down from the 41. Gannon in trouble, gets it off. Incomplete.
Well, if he's not outside the tight end
exactly.
box.
Yeah, that's the question right now.
Grounding.
The Raiders are, the Buccaneers are arguing that he was not outside the tackle box.
Well, Brad Culpepper had him. No, Culpepper's going to be coming here. And he's going to get him around his waist right now. Well, when he has him in his grasp, it looks like he's inside that tight end box. And Gannon just threw that ball and got rid of it, which should have been a flag.
It's called an incompletion. This one not. Tyrone Wheatley grabs it at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a yard pickup. Donnie Abraham on the tackle. Clock continues to run.
I'm impressed by Rich Gannon. I've been impressed by him all season. And watching him out here today, really, the best year of his career. But he said, it doesn't make any difference. We're 6-7. We're on the cusp of being eliminated from the playoffs. And he's had teams in Kansas City and Minnesota go to the playoffs,
where he didn't perform as well individually, statistically at least. They need to get to the Buccaneer 49 for the first. In the grass, brought down by Warren Sapp.
Warren Sapp, his 12th and a half sack of the season.
That's a new career high for him. He just keeps extending it.
Defense not able to make very many plays. Watch him work on the outside here of Steve Wisniewski. Doesn't get any help from Mo Collins that time. Of course, the pressure that forced Gannon to step inside allowed him to feed him to Warren Sapp.
And the Buccaneers call a timeout after that.
That was the best series that this Buck defense has had all afternoon.
1:15 left to play here in the first half. Raiders on top 17-0. Leo Aragouz set to punt.
Chance to return.
Carl Williams. There are feet flying all over the place. I saw more feet upside down on that one than at a gymnastics competition, looks like. Greg Biekert on the tackle, 36 yards on the punt. Williams returned it for 9, but there are flags down.
I see Paul Gruber walking back for the huddle, going against Tampa Bay here. Again,
poor use of the hands against the Buccaneers.
Well, again, the Bucs starting in poor field position.
During the return of the kick, illegal block in the back, above the waist, number 58. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Penalty called on Don Davis. The defensive tackles this afternoon, Culpepper and Sapp, number 1 in the league as far as sacks go. Maryland and Russell.
Look at it. They sit
third.
Yeah, and they sit right next to each other on the bench. They're inseparable. Culpepper is the lawyer. He's the one that calls the signals.
King out of the shotgun. Warwick Dunn. Caught from behind.
Look at Darrell Russell get back to make that play after rushing the passer, circling back, using his speed, and getting in on the tackle.
King going to work out of the shotgun. Clock continues to wind down. Pass complete, caught by Carl Williams. Good enough for a Buccaneer first down. Bucs call timeout. Greg Biekert with the tackle, but that's just the 3rd first down of the day for the Buccaneers.
Sean will go over and talk to the quarterback coach, new quarterback coach this year, Clyde Christensen. We spoke with him yesterday. He was just named to that position this offseason. Kind of caught him by surprise. Both Mike Shula along with Tony Dungy said, look, we know that we're going to draft a quarterback, and we know we're going to release Steve Walsh and bring a new quarterback in. So it's 2 new quarterbacks. You know, we need a guy to work with him each and every day at practice, in the meetings.
Christensen already on the staff last year as tight ends coach.
And of course, you know, Clyde got to know Sean King along with this entire staff at the Senior Bowl last year, where the Tampa Bay staff coached the South Side. And he said, you know, what a world of difference it was coaching that and being around Sean King and Martin Gramatica and Anthony McFarland, guys they ended up drafting after watching them day in, day out at practice and meetings. And they were impressed by what they saw, and they ended up drafting accordingly.
Well, King is the man right now, first down from the 38. Raiders still trying to shift their defense into position when the Bucs get the play off. Carl Williams makes the grab.
They got to kill this right here. They got to kill this ball. Sean King's not going to kill it. He's calling a play, and he's burning a lot of seconds right now doing it.
And they gain 9 yards on the play. King to the sideline. Riedel Anthony out of bounds. No catch.
Nice decision, though, by Sean King to go to the sidelines where he was going to have a chance at least to get out of bounds and stop the clock. Ball's a little bit high here. Gets his right foot in. Left foot.
Couldn't drag it.
Yeah. A little too far. Let's get that. Oh, ooh. I don't know if the tip of that left foot got dragged. Replay is decided by the officials in the booth in the last 2 minutes of each half. That left toe might have touched the grass right.
It looks like it maybe did.
Might have dragged.
But they don't call it. King. Under 10 seconds to play. Pass. Batted down. Incomplete. Charles Woodson. Lance Johnstone had the pressure on, but Woodson making an excellent play. Well, they've run another play now, so this play really doesn't matter.
No,
but they can't change it.
It's a good angle right here.
That's hard to tell.
Very difficult. Maybe a blade that wasn't cut touched the shoe. I don't know if that would have been indisputable evidence, even if they did review it. Nevertheless, Tampa Bay down to their last play here of the first half. See a Hail Mary formation on the left.
3 receivers up top. Over the middle. Little pass.
He's got it.
Hook and ladder. Warren done.
Charles
Brought
Woodson
down to the 13-yard line by Charles Woodson, but a little razzle-dazzle from the Bucs. They complete the pass to Jaquez Green, and he dumps it off to Warren Dunn. Couldn't get it done. In Oakland, Kurt Menefee and Brian Baldinger with you as the Raiders lead at 17-0. And you look at this, the Buccaneers, all they had to do was win this game, and they're in the playoffs. Oakland's making it awfully tough for them to get this victory.
Well, I think that's the secret right there, Kurt. All they had to do.
Right.
That's a lot in this league, to go on the road and win. And the Raiders, you know, they have that outside shot for the playoffs. You know, they're playing like they should be in the playoffs.
Well, their defense has really dominated this afternoon in the first half, not allowing really the Buccaneers to get anything going offensively, period, from the start.
Well, Mike Allstott has run 5 times. He has no yards and a fumble. Those 2 defensive tackles inside, Maryland and Darrell Russell, they're controlling that line of scrimmage. And here, the 1 turnover, returned by Charles Woodson, followed up the next play by Tyrone Wheatley's touchdown run.
And the Raiders' defensive dominance shown on the scoreboard. The Buccaneers, 89 total yards in the first half, 40 of that on that hook and ladder right before halftime, the last play.
But, you look at that rushing yards of the Buccaneers, and that's their identity. That's what they want to do, is run the football. Well, down 17-0 with 30 minutes to go. This ball is going to be in Sean King's hands. They're going to win or lose it with Sean, and it's going to be up to that Raider defense if they can apply the same pressure to prevent that from happening.
Our Brian Weber had a chance to talk with Buccaneers head coach Tony Dungy during the break.
Tony, your team has rallied all year long. What's it going to take to come back this afternoon?
Well, we're going to have to play good football in the second half and mount some drives. We haven't gotten much going offensively.
Just 4 offensive first downs. How do you hope to get more production in the second half?
We've got to be better on first down. Got to get our running game going on first down. I think we still have time to run the football.
Thanks for your time.
Well, Tony Dungy hoping that Sean King can get something going. He says he thinks they still have time to run the football, but Sean King passing the ball 37 times last week, you would think down 17-0, he'd be in that neighborhood again with the second half this week.
Well, you saw, how many times he attempted that pass in the shotgun. Very comfortable in the shotgun. That's the offense he ran at Tulane. And last week, really, they couldn't get the running game going against the Lions as well. They put it in Sean's hands to throw it, and that's how they won the game.
Riedel Anthony takes a short kickoff from the 4. Out across the 30-yard line. Flags are down. Anthony's down at the 35, brought down by Travion Smith. Let's see what the penalty flags are.
Yeah, it's going to come back again. Going to pin the Bucs again in a situation,
Holding.
long field position.
Receiving team, number 50. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Penalty called on Jeff Gooch.
Yeah.
Joe Marciano, the special teams coach, asking him, what are you doing?
Yeah. You go into the locker room at halftime and you try to make some corrections and some adjustments. You get your mental psyche all up for the second half to come out, and then you push a guy in the back to start the second half. That's not what you want.
Sean King just 1 of 5 passing in the first half for 0 yards.
And he starts in the shotgun here.
That one complete. Jaquez Green.
One thing that the shotgun can do for a quarterback, you're committing to the pass. Allstott, even it's kind of a funny looking wide receiver on Charles Woodson. Woodson hopes he doesn't get that ball.
Trying to confuse him maybe, huh?
Yeah, they're going to spread this field. 5 wide receivers. They're going to let Sean, pick his spots here. One thing the shotgun can do is it allows the quarterback to get into a good rhythm.
They gain 7 yards. Warwick Dunn deep in the eye. Kind of bobbles it a bit, but hauls it in. Gets the first down. Out across the 25, about the 27-yard line for a gain of 6.
Well, one thing about this Raider defense in that first half, they weren't on the field very much. So they've got to be fresh here in the second half. Warwick Dunn and Mike Allstott. Allstott, good lead block, and Dunn trying to find that big play capability he demonstrated his first 2 years in this league. Last week with the 68-yard screen pass that set up a touchdown.
First rushing first down of the day for the Buccaneers. takes it into the end zone for the Raider touchdown. For the second week in a row, Sean King has the ball pop out on him before he even throws the pass.
Yeah, and Kurt, you know, we talked to him yesterday. He's got small hands, and he admits it. This ball, you're going to see a blitz right now of Eric Barton. It gets picked up by Allstott. Sean King right here, it's the same thing that happened to him last week on 4th and 1. Went to throw that ball, and the ball just slipped right out of his hands. Nobody hit that ball. There wasn't pressure on him. 2 weeks in a row now, careless with the football.
Joe Nedney on for the extra point. He gets it. And without an offensive possession, the Raiders extend their lead to 24-0. 12 yards on the fumble recovery for the score. Early in the third quarter, Oakland on top 24-0 of Tampa Bay. Fumble by Sean King led to the 12-yard fumble return for the touchdown by Lance Johnstone. The second defensive touchdown of the season for the Raiders. Warren Dunn back for the kickoff. He bottles it. Been free at the 20-yard line. Brought down at the 23 by Calvin Branch. 14 yards in return. King gets another shot. Sean King in his first start on the road, having a rough start to it. Early in the third quarter, down 24-0. Last time he touched the ball, it led to a Raider touchdown.
Well, uncharted territory for Sean King, and we'll see how he reacts under this type of pressure on the road, hostile environment.
He's known for his cool, calm demeanor. He'll need it to bring the Buccaneers back in this one. From the 23, two tight ends in. Mike Allstott. He fumbled in the first half, led to another Raider score. Gets the carry. Charles Mincy, the former Buccaneer, with the tackle. We mentioned last time he touched the ball. You go back to last week against Detroit, same thing happened.
Well, this is what John Madden was saying last week, that he has small hands. We asked him about it, and he said, yeah, I do. And here it is, 2 weeks in a row now. This ball just slips right out of his hand. No, I mean, it can't be sweaty. It's basically the first series of the second half. Nothing on that football. And Lance Johnstone will take it back and return his third fumble for a touchdown in his career.
Got a measurement here on the carry by Allstott. Good enough for the first down. He gained 10 yards, but you know, that was kind of the knock against Sean King. The reason he lasted to the second round, he measured at the combine just below 6 feet, small hands. People ignored some of the things he did in college and looked at the things he couldn't do, and that was one of them.
Well, I saw him probably play 6 or 7 games at Tulane when he was in college. I never saw that happen to him. Never saw the ball just slip out of his hands. In fact, his senior year, he played 9 games with a broken left wrist.
Buccaneers get the first down. King to the air. Ball tipped. Flags down as well. But James Harris got a hand on that ball at the line of scrimmage. Tony Corrente, the referee, discussing things with his crew.
Yeah, against the Bucs here. Offensive pass interference.
That's the 6th penalty of the day against Tampa Bay versus none for the Raiders.
I think they were looking at Dave Moore, the tight end. John Gruden wants to take this penalty and back him up.
Pass interference, offense, number 83. 10-yard penalty, repeat, first down.
Dave Moore fighting to try and become part of the passing game. And he is right over here. Picks it for the underneath receiver to come free. Bert Emanuel. I don't know if that was an intentional pick. I think Dave Moore is I think he was just trying to clear things out.
You get that big body, it's hard to move it out of the way sometimes. So it's a 1st and 20 for the Bucs. Warwick Dunn. They decide to keep running it. Gets it out to the 24-yard line for a gain of 1.
I see Russell Maryland getting up off the pile. Part of those Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl team's been out here now for about 3 years. And still has it. An all-effort guy. Watching him in practice, Russell Maryland will make plays down on the ground. He forced the fumble on Allstott in the second quarter. And I think Darrell Russell, his partner next to him, has learned a lot from how to prepare for a football game and what it takes to be a professional.
Boy, and they have just stopped the running game of the Bucs so far today. All-stop spread out at the bottom of the screen. Pass tipped once again at the line of scrimmage. Once again, James Harris.
And once again, Kurt, you're seeing some of the flaws maybe in Sean King that you don't see at home with that crowd behind you and the defense playing great. You know, here's Harris over here working against Jerry Wunsch. He's just fanning that protection to that side, working on Frank Middleton, and Sean King under 6 feet tall. Second block pass in this drive.
And Harris is 6'6". Played college basketball for a year at Temple.
Well, both those Temple defensive ends playing well out here today. Johnstone and Harris both. And when would you ever think of that? 2 Temple defensive ends starting for a professional football team.
You wouldn't think of Temple for football. Flags down. They need the 43 for the first. Play clock ran out before the ball got snapped. Going to be a delay of game.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
Well, Kurt, one of the things here, you know, this week, a lot of frustration on the outside. You see Frank Middleton going at it with Lance Johnstone there. Kind of like a wild haymaker. This Buccaneer team just came off winning 2 big emotional games on a Monday night, and then following that last Sunday with a big second-half comeback. Well, you see a letdown going on here today.
They've got 4 receivers out on this one. King buys some time, gets it off. Pass almost intercepted. Intended for Carl Williams, but there's Charles Mincy, the former Buck, trying to make his team pay.
Well, Charles started 16 games for the Bucs last year. You know, real familiar with this offense and with these receivers. You see double coverage here with Beekert down the middle. Carl Williams, though, right here, needs to get that ball earlier.
Buccaneers now 0 for 7 on 3rd down attempts today. Mark Broyles to Darian Gordon from his 41. Across midfield, still on his feet. Finally brought down. Al Singleton with the tackle. 39 yards on the punt. A 12-yard return by Gordon. And the Raiders take over. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas in Oakland.
You know, that's Howie Long's jersey right there. Number 75. Wore it proudly here for a lot of years. And he's got his neck collar. Howie always had that neck collar. He adjusted it after every play. But this guy right here, he's got a friend with him, too.
Did he have to pay for a ticket for that guy?
I don't know. You know, the fans are loyal here.
Tyrone Wheatley gives him plenty to be happy about. A 12-yard gain.
He's favored that right side all day. Had the touchdown run of 30 yards over the right side. That's Lincoln Kennedy and Barry Sims over there. I mean, Wheatley hasn't been touched until he gets to the line of scrimmage. Now you see where he's running here today. Nothing to the left. A lot of action over to the right and then down the middle.
Those are the first half numbers. Had 70 yards. 12 yards on his first carry here in the second half. 11 carries, 82 total for Wheatley. Rich Gannon, pass complete, James Jett.
Now they're mixing it up good. The Tampa Bay corners play soft, and by that I mean they play off. 8 to 10 yards off, and Gannon is seeing that. He's getting rid of the ball real quickly. It also takes a good arm to get it out there.
Raider Nation, baby. Raider Nation, baby.
See, all his buddies, they autographed that shield too. Man, that's all autographed in signature.
All his buddies or all the players? Or are they the same people? After the 5-yard pass to Jett, Tyrone Wheatley gets it again.
Hey, you know what, Kurt? He said, not all my runs go to the right or to the middle. I'll change up. I'll show those Fox guys in that graphic what I can do. I'll bounce it to the left.
As soon as we give away a secret, huh?
Yeah. Give John Ritchie, the fullback, a lot of credit. And Wheatley just stiff-arming Donnie Abraham that time. Damian Robinson forced to push him out after another first down.
13 more yards for Wheatley.
Sorry about that.
Check out Tim Brown.
Yeah. Oh, nice seal. Yeah, nice seal on the headhunter, John Lynch. No gap control by the Buccaneer defense.
First down from the 23, Napoleon Kaufman. Bounces off a couple of guys. Shelton quarrels with the tackle.
I tell you, Kurt, a good young player on this Raider team that's really come on. Great pass receiver is the fullback, John Ritchie, who's doing a good job in space of finding the man he's responsible for, which isn't easy on the run. Last time led Napoleon Kaufman right into the hole. Guy that transferred from Michigan and went to school out here at Stanford. He's one of those Raiders, though. A little loopy, a little off the wall.
Guys don't he ate grass off of Jimmy Hendrix. Great. Hey, Napoleon Kaufman digging deep into the end zone. Touchdown, Raiders. 17 yards.
Here's John Ritchie. What'd you say? He ate grass off of Jimmy Hendrix's tomb? There it is. Right on Hardy Nickerson, the middle linebacker. Hardy nowhere near that play because of the lead block. Ritchie, nice job of gathering himself and sealing them. You don't have to win. You don't have to crush guys and melt guys in a hole. You just have to stalemate. And that's what Ritchie did.
Joe Nedney for another extra point. And it's good. Napoleon Kaufman's first touchdown of the season gives the Raiders a 31-0 lead, making their coach a happy guy. Baldy, I think these fans got their holidays confused out here. Huh?
No, every Sunday is Halloween here.
Napoleon Kaufman giving them a Halloween treat or Christmas present, whichever one you want to use. His first touchdown of the season puts them up 31-0.
What a 1-2 punch they have with Wheatley and Kaufman.
Riedel Anthony back in there. Nowhere to run. Zach Crockett gets him right at the 20-yard line.
We'll take a look at the 49 yards in the scoring drive, 17 of them on Kaufman on that touchdown, and here it is. Look at Lincoln Kennedy here and Dudley. Dudley's going to seal, and watch the big man Kennedy just cave in this side, opening up the alleyway for Kaufman. Boom. Now here's the alley. But this has got to be the tackle. Poor job by Rondé Barber coming up into that gap. There it is in full motion here as Kaufman makes everybody miss and now running untouched. That's because they did their job at the line of scrimmage.
The pitch to Warwick Dunn on first down, caught in the backfield for a loss. Chuck Osborne. Another one of those NFL Europe guys.
Yeah, well,
making a splash.
That's right. Barry Sims and Chuck Osborne both played, over there in Europe. And Osborne's a guy that, has come on here. A guy that they can play at end and tackle. And anytime you see Chuck, he always has his game face on. He could be one of those zangies in the stands.
Yeah, he's a Raider. He's born to be a Raider.
Yeah, he's a Raider all the way, yeah. Now, he was doing Snicker commercials in the offseason down in Hollywood, and that wasn't enough. I mean, he wants to do, like, Road Warrior stuff.
He slips the tackle, gets rid of it. Flag thrown down as well. Eric Barton may have grabbed his face mask when he went by.
Now, personal foul. Went for that face mask. You just see Sean King. He's trying to listen to the play right now. Actually adjusted his helmet and face mask after it got almost ripped off.
Personal foul, defense, illegal contact with the face mask of the quarterback. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
That's the first penalty of the afternoon against the Raiders.
The Raiders have really cut down on their penalties and give the credit to John Gruden. You're going to see Eric Barton coming in, making his first start, grabbing that face mask right there. Watch Sean King adjust it, though. Just kind of calmly takes his left hand, gets it right, and then throws the ball away.
Down by 31. Maybe they need a little help to get things going again.
They need a lot of help.
After the penalty, out to the 33. Wes Green in motion. Warwick Dunn. Nowhere to run. Brought down by Eric Barton.
Well, I tell you, that kid is making a name for himself today.
How could he not have been on? This is the first time he's played defense all year. Only been playing special teams.
Rookie out of Maryland, and they've had trouble at the weak side linebacker position. They started with K.D. Williams, another NFL Europe player, and then last week they played Sam Sword the last few weeks, and they didn't like what they were getting there. So they moved Richard Harvey to strong side, and Eric Barton now making his name at the weak side linebacker position. And that's what you want at that position, a guy that can freelance and in the open field make a lot of plays.
Another 2-yard loss. King to Warren Dunn. Caught from behind. Grady Jackson, the big man, making the big tackle out in space.
Well, this was the Bucs' best play a week ago. Just that screen right. And the Raiders, who watched it on film all week, I'm sure, jumped that right away.
Dunn a little slow to get up. Now keep in mind, he's got a bad left ankle that he missed the Monday night game last week.
Well, here's Frank Middleton's going to lead this screen. The Raiders jump on this. Grady Jackson from behind here. Look at he wobbles down the line. He wobbles pretty good, though.
Yeah, but he's like a weeble. He wobbles, but he doesn't fall down.
Well, he weebles and he wobbles.
Don't you remember those toys?
Yeah, you know.
70s, weebles, wobbles, but they don't fall down.
You know, the last time the Bucs won a division title, if you looked underneath your Christmas tree, there was Weeble Wobbles and Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
And I tell you, Sean King had one of those. He was only 4 years old the last time the Bucs won a division championship back in 1981.
He can knock the wind out of it.
The Buccaneers trying to get some wind in their sails right now on 3rd and 13.
And this Raider crowd doesn't want any part of it. They're on their feet. This is the last home game of the year for the Raiders.
They need to cross the 42 for the first. Pass batted into the air. Intercepted. Charles Mincy.
The ex-Buck.
We talked about the ex-Buck wanting to make some noise against his team. Gets the start and gets his second interception of the year.
And these Raider fans, they don't want to sit down. They haven't had an easy victory all year except for a 28-9 win against San Diego. They're winning in every department. The special teams, the penalties, the turnovers. Charles Mincy out here playing center field on the play. Ball's thrown behind Carl Williams. Charles Mincy just having a tip drill with him. Like you throw the ball to yourself in the backyard. When you throw an interception in the league, you got to have eyes all over the place. People are coming after you. Yeah, that's the Raider, Osborne. It's a race to the quarterback.
Tyrone Wheatley with the carry. The Raiders, the third quarter has been theirs this year, outscoring opponents 127-64, nearly 2-1, and they've capitalized on both turnovers today and turned them into touchdowns as well.
You know, they've played good football for, periods of every game this season. Their problem is finishing games, Kurt. They've lost 4 fourth quarters, where they were leading going into the fourth quarter, and then they let the lead slip away. Finishing has been the problem for the Raiders. Nobody covering Ricky Dudley right now. Down here, nobody on him.
Jeremy Brigham, the other tight end in the backfield, blocking for Wheatley. They fake the handoff. Gannon going to Ricky Dudley. Fights his way all the way down the 22-yard line. You called it, Baldy.
Yeah. And nobody lined up on Dudley. They were slow to get over there. Well, and this is a star waiting to happen. He hasn't figured it out quite yet. He runs like a wide receiver, but as big as an offensive tackle. Boy, that's a nice sign for Dudley, for John Gruden, and Rich Gannon. To catch the ball between two defenders in heavy traffic, squeeze it, look it in, and take it on.
15 yards on the completion. Gives the Raiders a first down from the 22. Tyrone Wheatley slips the tackle of John Lynch. Across the 20, down to the 18 for a gain of 4.
I'm watching John Gruden and Rich Gannon talking to each other. Gannon came over, and those guys have built a real quick rapport with one another. John really believes in Rich. They got rid of Jeff George last year, brought Rich Gannon in. And Rich Gannon said, I'm really comfortable in this offense. I ran something really similar in Kansas City for 4 years. So it's like my 5th year in this offense. And they're really communicating well and executing better than they have all season here today.
Doing fine in the red zone. 2 possessions, a touchdown, and a field goal. They're back in it. Not that tall. Incomplete.
That's his target in the red zone. Gannon has thrown, coming in today, 19 touchdown passes, 18 of them in this area of the field, in the red zone. You see Dudley right here spread out just a little bit. He's got Chidi Ahanotu on him. You see that? The defensive end dropped to try to cover Ricky Dudley in coverage.
A big guy on big guy.
Well, a big guy that can run. Really
against a big guy who is just a big guy, and that's it.
I don't want to shortchange Chidi Hanatu. He can run. He can rush the quarterback, but he's not used to pass cover.
3rd and 5. They need the 12-yard line for the first. The pitch to Napoleon Kaufman.
A big Lincoln Kennedy out
Kennedy in front of him. Gets it inside the 10-yard line, down to the 6. 11 yards on the run by Kaufman, and a big block by the big man Kennedy, the right tackle.
That's Bigfoot out here. Lincoln Kennedy, the biggest man on the field today, getting out and leading the charge. And once you get that weight going, Donnie Abraham can't see around.
Hey, Lincoln Kennedy's got some moves. This is Friday night at the Paramount Theater here. This is the Nutcracker Suite. That's Lincoln Kennedy.
Guess which one he is, Kurt? Yeah. When I heard Lincoln Kennedy here was going to be in the ballet, I just wanted to see the slippers he was going to wear.
First and goal, Tyrone Wheatley. Sorry about that. Inside to 5, down to the 3-yard line.
But he's got some of the biggest, Bob Lanier, always was recognized as having the biggest set of feet in sports.
Size 22.
But Lincoln Kennedy, I looked down at those feet the other day. They've got to be an 18. Like, I don't know how you find ballet slippers for them. I said, where do they find an outfit for the Nutcracker for? He goes, no, I'm in sweatpants and in tennis shoes. He goes, they got no shot outfitting me on that stuff.
Those big feet, he uses them for balance. That's all he's doing.
The big man, though, has found a home at right tackle here in Oakland and had a real good season over there. 2nd
and goal from the 3-yard line. Tyrone Wheatley fights his way into the end zone for another Raider touchdown. Tyrone Wheatley's 2nd rushing touchdown of the day. The Buccaneers' highest point of the season. And they go on top 37-0, pinning the extra point. Tyrone Wheatley crosses the 100-yard mark.
And the Bucs look like the Raiders did in the second half against Tennessee 10 days ago, when Eddie George ran for 199 yards that night against them.
Joe Nedney's extra point, flags are down. The look on Tony Dungy's face says it all. It's just one of those days. Going to be holding against the Raiders.
Holding. Yeah. Kicking team, number 40. 10-yard penalty. Replay the try.
That's John Ritchie there on the wing. Probably just horse-collared somebody coming in off the edge. Difficult block sometimes out there. John's got that scowl back, though. That smile left his face real quick.
He's up 37-0. That looks like the nothing side. Coaches don't like penalties no matter what the score is. Will not tolerate it. The equivalent of about a 29-yard field goal here. Counts as the extra point. Puts the Raiders on top 38-0. First time since November of 1997, Oakland has put 38 points on the board.
I talked about Barry Sims at the outset of this telecast here today. Here he is working on Warren Sapp on this touchdown run. That's a one-on-one block here, taking Sapp right to the ground, laying on top of him, and no chance for a one-arm tackle here against Tyrone Wheatley. And look at this. Look at the Raiders just moving bodies right now. Barry Sims has been a great story for the Raiders. They were trying to find a left tackle this year. They drafted Matt Stinchcomb out of Georgia in the first round. Mo Collins, a former #1 pick of Florida. Both guys were injured. Barry Sims went over to play left tackle at Buffalo against Bruce Smith and held his own. Played great. So they said, okay, then they had trouble at right guard, Kirk. Gennaro DiNapoli got hurt. And Darryl Ashmore was injured. They said, well, we need a right guard. And they found Barry Sims, and he put him at right guard. And there he is taking on Warren Sapp today and holding his own.
Out of football for a while. Came back and played with the Scottish Claymores and begged someone to give him a job.
He was hurt in the 1997 Senior Bowl. And he didn't play in 1998 or really until this year in spring in Europe.
We played the 10 games over there.
The Skull Patrol. What do you got to do to be part of the Skull Patrol?
I think you just got to live in
Like
Oakland.
this guy right here is in the Skull Patrol. He looks like he's 9. You know, I mean, that's a genetic thing.
You start him out young. Joe Nedney with the kickoff. Rabi Abdullah back to take the kick. In his end zone. He's just down it there.
That's a fresh leg, too, on Joe Nedney. You know, John Lynch right there, you know, he's going to be in my book. You know, I'm sure he'll be on Howie's team as well. Tough afternoon, but, you know, John can blow him up as well as anybody.
Sean King gets it off. Jacquez Green can't get it. Incomplete. Charles Woodson.
Look, I tell you, Charles Woodson now is a guy, you know, he's going to redefine a position the way Deion Sanders did. This is the fastest man on the field here, Jacquez Green today. Charles Woodson doesn't give him any extra cushion. It's 41-0. You could lay off him at that point and make sure that you just break the tackle. Woodson's just happy to get some action over there.
Not many passes thrown his way.
Raiders leave him on that island out here, all by himself.
Mike Allstott caught in the backfield. Darrell Russell.
That's 2 guys back-to-back that have made plays for the Raiders.
Woodson and
Russell.
happy dance.
Those are 2 Pro Bowlers a year ago. 2 young guys that, you know, a team can build around. Darrell Russell right here in his, look at that jump he gets. I mean, he's off on the ball. That's a takeoff. And he said, you know, I just want a human block. I just want one guy to block me for once during a game. And he got it that time and he beat it.
And that's why he doesn't get one guy blocking him.
Yeah. And he gets 2 or 3 guys at a time, you know, every single play.
On third down, Buccaneers need to get to the 30-yard line for the first. King under pressure. Another sack. They're waiting for the officials to blow the whistle. They finally do. They get the sack, the 3rd of the day for the Raiders. They've just been teeing off here in the second half.
And you know, you saw that smile on Sean King's face. Maybe that's all he can do right now. You got Star Wars, you got Kiss out here, and they're all enjoying this. And the Raiders come after him with everything. That's Darian Gordon, the nickelback. Look at Sean King. He said, you're not taking me down.
Greg Beaker thinks otherwise, but yeah. He says, what more can I do?
Yeah.
Mark Royals to Gordon. And he picks it up. The flags are down. An illegal touch by the Buccaneers is what that's going to be, at least on this end.
I see some wrestling going on with Travion Smith and John McLaughlin.
Well, that's why Gordon picked that ball up, because once the Raiders touch it, the Buccaneers touch it, it's a free ball. He can pick it up.
Right.
If he fumbles, no loss, no big deal.
It doesn't hurt to go and try and do something with it.
Exactly. If you get the score, you can take it.
It's a free play. And for Bobby Hoying here, not much action this year.
Yeah, all week 8 against Miami. 2 of 3 passing for 10 yards. Tony Dungy's defense, the most points they've ever given up in his reign here in Tampa Bay, and the most the Bucs have given up as a team since 1994.
Tony Dungy does a good job of concealing his disappointment and staying calm on the exterior. Inside, he's livid with this team.
Tyrone Wheatley takes the handoff. Dances his way out to the 28-yard line. Gain of 1. Devin Smith now in the game, replacing John Lynch, who has a bruised left knee.
John went out for a play last week and came in and then got the interception in the 4th quarter. For the Bucs here right now, you know, it's already an embarrassing day. What you want to do right now is trying to do anything to feel good about yourself with a long 5.5-hour flight home.
Tyrone Wheatley, his 18th carry of the day. He's already over the 100-yard mark. Derek Brooks with the tackle. And we talked about at the start of this game how the Buccaneers need a win to get into the playoffs. They don't want to lose sight of the fact that it looks like they might not win today, barring a miracle comeback. But all they have to do is win one of their last 2 games, and they're still in.
Well, it's interesting. You know, this team is geared around their defense. And the last time they gave up a 100-yard rusher was to Greg Hill against Detroit, and they lost that game 20-3. And then they went on a 6-game winning streak. And now the Raiders here, controlling both sides of the line of scrimmage. Tremendous job by those defensive tackles for the Raiders. And then this offensive line from the beginning, from the opening drive, has taken charge here.
Bobby Hoying's first pass attempt. Going to be out of bounds, incomplete. Brings up a 4th down for the Raiders.
Well, you know, Detroit lost today, and Tampa Bay will come down, and Green Bay and Minnesota on Monday night. Chance for those teams to come up. It's going to come down to the last week of the season. You know, in the West, you know, the Raiders aren't dead. You know, Seattle's slipping. Kansas City looks hot right now. If they get to 7-7 here today, along with the Ravens, you know, it's going to come down to a tiebreak.
Leo Araguz to Jaquez Green. He avoids a pigeon as well, out to the 41-yard line. Johnny Harris on the tackle, 43 yards with the punt by Araguz, 15-yard return for Green. Baldy, the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company has dispatched its Carson, California-based Blimp Eagle to provide these aerial pictures for us. Goodyear blimps have been appearing over sporting events since way back in 1925.
You think they have any pigeons in their view up there?
Just keep them out of the exhaust. That's the thing. Or the intake. You don't mind if they're in the exhaust, I guess.
We saw that blimp take off the other day. That thing ascends quickly. Yeah, pigeons.
It
needs a trespass to be down there. We need a field pass to be down there eating that grass.
First down from the 41. Warwick Dunn. Eric Barton with the tackle. An active afternoon for the rookie. Looks like that's going to be the final play of the third quarter. And this third quarter, like much of this game, all Raiders. They lead it 38-0. Fox NFL Sunday will continue after word from their local Fox station. Mike Allstott, tough day. Fumble turned into points for the Raiders. 3 turnovers for the Buccaneers today. All 3 have turned into Raider points. Rabi Abdullah, only his 2nd carry of the season now in the game. Here are the stats through 3 quarters, and as you might expect, all in the Raider column.
Yeah, you know, and you look at the first downs here. The points off the turnovers, the fumble, recover for a touchdown. And then, you know, what Wheatley and Napoleon Kaufman has done, they really riddled the Tampa Bay defense from the opening drive. The guys came off the football, toe-to-toe, took Sapp on and Culpepper and, you know, controlled the action.
Measurement on the Abdullah carry. Well, the chain kind of slipped there afterwards. Did they mark it for a first down?
About the only thing that, you know, the Bucs have gotten going for them today was that spot. You take nothing away. I mean, this has been the Raiders now. They've controlled the action. There you go, Kurt. You know, the Bucs only given up 20 points all year in the third quarter. They gave up 21 coming out of the chutes at halftime to this Raider offense.
Play action. King to the air. Pass caught by Jaquez Green in front of Charles Woodson. Going to be another Tampa Bay first down.
That's the best pass that Sean King has thrown all day.
Now it becomes kind of a confidence game for the young kid in the fourth quarter, doesn't it?
Well, we talked about his poise and his confidence at the outset, and I don't think that's been taken away because the whole team hasn't played well. It wasn't Sean King today. The whole team didn't look ready to play. You know, and I think what Sean has done in the 2 games that he started was he fit in, and he rallied around the team in what they were doing rather than the team really depending on him.
Empty backfield on first down. King, quick pass. Dave Moore. Another first down, 12 yards on the play. Sean King's first 2 starts got as many wins as any of the other rookie quarterbacks, and they were all first-round picks. King drafted in the 2nd round. That's coming into today, of course.
Well, you know, you look at it, and Sean had fared real well, but rookie quarterbacks don't go and sail through this league. You know, at any point in the rookie season, the way Sean started, you know, in those first 2 games. It catches up to you eventually.
Most rookie quarterbacks, of course, drafted by teams that are not very good.
Yeah, Sean had thrown a touchdown pass in each game that he's appeared in this season so far.
Goes to the air again. Pass complete. Dave Moore.
That'll make Dave Moore happy. I was talking to him before the game.
Yeah, his 2nd catch in a row makes him smile, huh?
Yeah, he hadn't caught any passes from Sean King in those 2 games. And he said, you know, maybe I'm the forgotten guy right now. You know, this is his contract year for Dave Moore, and you know, he knows that tight ends are going to be looked at based on number of receptions. He's got the touchdowns. He doesn't really have the number of receptions you look for to be thought of in a free agent market.
9-yard pickup on the pass play. King. Quick pass incomplete, intended for Bert Emanuel. Eric Allen with the coverage.
Yeah, Eric Allen said, you know, Bert Emanuel is his go-to guy. And then he thought he had to shut him down. And Eric, coming off a major knee surgery of a year ago, he's been all the way back. He doesn't wear a brace on his knee. And he had the same injury that Jerry Rice had and Joey Galloway, Randall Cunningham. And his operation was a little bit different. He actually got an Achilles tendon from a cadaver. Man, that's somebody that's not alive, Kurt.
Oh, thank you for explaining. I know you got a Duke degree, so, you know, I wasn't quite sure if I could understand that. Robbie Abdullah runs out of room. Richard Harvey. That's going to be another run play for a loss by the Buccaneers. They've had 4 of them today. 3 sacks, 4 rushes for losses. Just get back to the line of scrimmage has been hard.
Watch Darrell Russell on his takeoff here against Doggins, the left guard. Beats Doggins right out of his stance. I mean, just splits a double team of Tony Mayberry and Gruber. A disruptive force. Richard Harvey wants credit for it. Another tackle for the loss.
Hey,
Darrell Russell made that play.
They lose 4 yards, so it's 4th and 5. Ball dropped. Riedel Anthony had it hit him in the numbers. The Raiders going to take over on downs, up by 38. Bobby Hoying's second series. Low pitch to Tyrone Wheatley. Stiff arm. Run out of bounds by Donnie Abraham. Hoying. Pass almost intercepted. Pass intended for Kenny Shedd. But excellent coverage by Donnie Abraham for the Bucs. Looking at the standings in the NFC East, the Redskins lose today, but the Giants also lost today.
Opening things up for Dallas and allowing maybe Arizona to sneak in there. They had a tough game out there in the desert today against Buffalo. Trying to rebound from that really a horrendous loss to the Redskins last week. It looked like they didn't even show up.
Tim Brown in motion on 3rd and 3. The pitch to Kaufman. Changes direction.
Watch out.
Napoleon Kaufman's got plenty of room to run and some blockers.
Well, he's got Bobby Hoying out there with an excellent block.
75 yards for the touchdown. Ronnie Kiffin can't believe it.
Because you think when can it get any worse? Yeah, it can always get worse.
Kaufman's second touchdown of the day, his second of the season, and the Raiders go over the 40-point mark.
Boy, and Napoleon Kaufman shows you how effective this Raider offense can be because he can hit that home run at any time. Second touchdown of the day and of the season for Kaufman.
Raiders keep climbing the charts. Last time they scored this many points, September of '95. Joe Nedney's extra point gives them 45. Napoleon Kaufman from 75 yards out takes it in. Defensive coordinator Monty Kiffin is speechless. Napoleon Kaufman's 75-yard touchdown run, the Raiders' longest play of the season.
Yeah, you know, I mean, they're doing it on the ground, and Tony Dungy and this team looks helpless to stop them right now. You know, they couldn't even do it right now with, you know, with Star Wars out there. They couldn't do it.
Luke Skywalker would be no help for them today.
Yeah, Luke would be ineffective today.
Joe Nedney. Riedel Anthony. Short kick from the 16. Out to the 28-yard line. Calvin Branch with the tackle. Take another look at this run by Kaufman.
Yeah, Lincoln Kennedy gets out here and runs. And Chidi Ahana to the end right here has him wrapped up at one point. He sees the play, reads it pretty well. There's 72 in the picture of Hanatu. Now when he cuts back, he picks up James Jett there and Bobby Hoying as blockers, and there's nobody. And suddenly Tampa Bay's defense that's known for speed and pursuit is nowhere to be found. Well, you know, for Tampa Bay, you want to get it all out of your system today. With 2 to go, you don't want any of this to creep into any other games.
Sean King on first down from the 28. He scrambles. Flags thrown. Steps out of bounds at about the 39-yard line, but flags back in the area of holding.
Yeah, like a convention of flags out there on the ground. More flags than pigeons and doves out here right now.
Maybe is that 5 flags a laying or whatever?
Yeah. Yeah, you know, you want to...
Holding. Offense. Number 71. 10-yard penalty. Repeat. First down.
Jerry wants the right tackle, called for the penalty.
Yeah, look at the tandem of running backs and what they've done today. Both of them over 100 yards apiece.
The Buccaneers have given up 100 yards rushing to one guy in the last 19 games. Today they've given up to 2 guys over 100.
Yeah, 15.3 yards a carry for Kaufman. And that's better than Nebraska can do.
Hey, this looks like a Nebraska score right now, 45-0. King under pressure, gets it off. Kevin McLeod stopped at the 19-yard line. Even though he lost a helmet, Eric Barton still making tackles.
Boy, he sure did. You see this? No,
the rip sleeve,
yeah,
the helmet off.
Yeah, he's earned himself another start. Yeah, just shedding the sleeves, you know, a little bit like the Incredible Hulk there, and he's played like the Hulk out here today. No, he's been Luke Skywalker on both sides of the ball.
Superman, whatever. He's got 7 tackles in this game. 2nd and 18 for the Bucs. King. Grady Jackson with another sack, the 4th of the day for the Bucs.
Right.
Raiders sacked them 4 times. That's the 4th sack of the season for Grady Jackson.
And it's one guy after another continuing to make plays. And it's tough on the Tampa Bay offensive line. It starts with the snap. King gets it. He doesn't take 3 steps and get set before Jackson comes in, and there's no way Sean King's going to get away from that body. It's not a pretty body, but he moves it well.
Isn't that the line that you use usually on Friday night? On the dance floor. It's not a pretty body, but you move it well. 3rd and 27. Not even going to be close. Rabi Abdullah.
Boy, how many times today have the Raiders defense flushed this Tampa Bay offense for 3 plays and out? Quick series.
And when it hasn't been 3, it hasn't been much more.
I think I saw Tony Dungy just look at the clock. Because he can't stomach this much longer, but there's 8.5 minutes to go.
Talk about your long flights. I mean, it's a 6-hour flight normally.
This is not what they wanted for Christmas.
Darian Gordon back deep for the Raiders.
Darian Gordon back to take the punt from Mark Royals. Raiders have had everything but a punt return for a score today. Won't be on this play. Shelton Quarles gets the tackle. Fullback John Ritchie gave to the office today if there's any question.
Oh, yeah, he drew some blood today. He looks like one of those Raider fans. But the Raider fans, they got to go to the makeup artist to get theirs done. You know, Ritchie, he earned that. You know, he doesn't even want to wash the face afterwards. He wants to take that home with him. So, you know, I watch these Raider fans, you know, in the parking lot before the game. They were here 8, 9 o'clock in the morning.
Pat Crockett. That's amazing how when you're cut like that, you're losing 45-0, you feel the pain. When you're up 45-0, it's a badge of courage.
And I see them taking out Steve Wisniewski right. They're making a change. Barrett Robbins coming out. The guy that really, you know, is playing at a Pro Bowl level. He likes it.
Is their center, yeah.
Yeah, Richie likes it. He likes the way he looks. Just took out Barrett Robbins, the center that's really playing, at a Pro Bowl level this year, replaced him with Adam True.
Adam True, the long snapper, comes in and plays center. 2nd and 6. Zach Crockett. Kyoka Jackson on the tackle. Warren Sapp and the Bucs needing to bounce back next week. They've got Green Bay at home for their final home game of the regular season. Then they go to Chicago, so 2 division games. They'll still own a 1-game lead in their division when they go home, and with a win can clinch that playoff spot, etc., etc., etc. So all's not gloom and doom for them, despite the scoreboard today.
No, they can still go out and flat out win the division. They're going to have to regroup quickly, and it'll start on that plane ride home.
They need the Buccaneer 48 for the first. Crockett again. Kevin Smith on the tackle, stops him short. Flags down on the play.
The Raiders almost perfect today. Is that only their 2nd penalty, Kurt?
Actually, that's their 4th. They've gotten them all in the second half here, though. 4 penalties for the Raiders for 45 yards.
Offense, number 73. The penalties decline. 4th down.
Darryl Ashmore, who's in at guard right now. Getting a little playing time, not exactly the way he wants the coaches to remember him. But he'll take the PT. Lincoln Kennedy and the rest of the big guys getting a rest. Up by 45 with 6.5 to play. Low snap. Jacques Wells Green picks it up off the bounce. Hops out of bounds at the 18-yard line. Randy Jordan pushes him out. 38 yards on the punt, 5 on the return. They begin from the 19 now. Warwick Dunn. Make that Robbie Abdullah. Abdullah brought down by Darrell Russell. The AFC picture, the Raiders keeping their name right in the hunt. With a win today, they'll go to 7-7 on the year.
Well, right here, the Patriots got beat today. All these teams at 7-7. The Bills playing out in the desert tonight again.
King dumps it off. Dave Moore. Busy 4th quarter for Moore. Both these teams working on a couple of shutout streaks, if you will. The Raiders' defense has not pitched a shutout since 1992 against Denver in November. The Bucs' offense has not been shut out since '97 against the Jets.
John Gruden, finished that game last week in Tennessee, and he said all the games, last 4 games are going to be elimination games. We lose, we're going to be eliminated. Well, they lost last week, but so did a lot of other people. So he crunched numbers, and permutations. I don't know what that means exactly, but all the different scenarios. And he said we're still in, but he's got tired of talking about the playoffs. He just wanted his team to play a good football game.
Ball dropped by McLeod. Giving up a 75-yard run for a touchdown and a 30-yard run to Tyrone Wheatley untouched. Darian Gordon. More dance moves and Fred Astaire. Hardy Nickerson with the tackle. 53 yards on the punt, 4 on the return. Taking possession from the 25-yard line.
A lot of backups on the offensive line right now. Yeah. Darryl Ashmore in there.
That's Zach Crockett getting the carry.
Yeah, Adam True, guys. That's always a good sign. I see Janelle DiNapoli in at right guard. Jeremy Brigham in there. I mean, these guys earned a seat on the bench today.
Look at the group photo they got going on over there. Wheatley and Kennedy and Richie.
I remember John Gruden telling us, and Rich Gannon saying, we'd love to play a game where we could just put a baseball cap on, in the 4th quarter and enjoy a victory.
And some of their guys had it on in the 3rd quarter today. That's when Rich Gannon went out. Well, Tim Brown.
What a first half by Tim Brown today, too.
7-5. Crockett. Zach Crockett trying to become the 3rd member of this team to go over the 100-yard mark rushing today. Napoleon Kaufman has, and so is that guy, Tyrone Wheatley.
I'm amazing, Kirk, what a change of scenery can do for a player. Where, he really feels like he's part of the team and he's a contributor, he's the lead back. Boy, and how the Giants and Dolphins would love to have Tyrone Wheatley playing like that in their units right now.
Two teams always in search of a running game, seemingly had him. But as you said, he runs harder here than he did there. He seems to be in better shape. So he's revitalized his career by taking maybe things a little bit more seriously as well. Zach Crockett fights for the first down. Needed to get to the 35. Crossed it. First down, Raiders.
Well, that's the backup offensive line taking it to the Bucs right now. On 3rd and 5, being able to run it.
Well, the Bucs have a lot of their backups on defense in the game right now as well. This is like a preseason finish. Number 2s against the number 2s.
Talking to the defensive coordinator down there on the field before the game, for the Bucs. We were just saying that, boy, once you start winning those 6 games in a row, you want to keep it going. But maybe losing right now, they can turn that into a favor for the Bucs. Get all the bad feeling and the bad plays out of their system and concentrate, and play at a high level the last 2 weeks and take that into the playoffs.
Zach Crockett, his 7th carry of the day. All here in the second half. 7 yards. Going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Buccaneers, just 2 more minutes to ride this one out, fellas.
I thought they got off to a bad start in the first offensive play, Kurt. They ran kind of a fake reverse, some kind of razzmatazz. It just didn't fit the Buck personality. Got in the hole quick, and the Raiders jumped on them.
Zach Crockett fights out to midfield. Another first down for Oakland. Today's game is being produced by Raymond B. Smaltz III. Our Ed Gorin and David Hill. Our stats today done by Jeff Nelson, spotter Bill Warndell, and of course Mark Butler running the audio. We're getting more guys in than the Raiders have this last 4th quarter.
I think they've gotten everybody in the game today.
Thanks to Goodyear for providing the blimp today. Goodyear Blimp Eagle providing all this aerial coverage. John Gruden's Raiders getting their first shutout since before John Gruden was a Raider. 1992 against Denver. November of that year, they won it 24-0. Raiders go to 7-7, stay in the playoff hunt. The Buccaneers will drop to 9-5, but they remain in first place in the NFC Central. There you see the standings in the Central.
Well, with Detroit's loss today, everybody.
This is Kurt Menefee for Brian Baldinger and Brian Weber saying so long from Oakland. Once again, the final score, Raiders 45-0 over the Bucs.